What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. We have some Cleveland Guardians headlines for you today. We also have another guest because, once again, Carlos, you are the most popular man that I have ever met. But before we get into that, the Cleveland Guardians dropped the start of the series to the New York Yankees in New York, 3-2 last night. Should we just go right into that?
Well, we can go through that. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Jay. What an honor to be with you guys today. I'm very, very happy to be here. I got my friend here. You can come up. You can come up and say, this is my show. This is
he just froze when he noticed he was on camera. He's like,
party right here. That's an honor. But what? I'm very happy that we played a good game yesterday because Bobby pitched really good.
Yeah,
but
he had a great start.
Still have we need our offense to step up and go to the next level. That's the key right there. So we need it. We need to step up and get better and bring in the guys. I think the bullpen did a great job too. So we've been really, really good. I want to say something. Since April 29, our starting pitcher. Maybe somebody gonna say, Baerga, you sure about that? Yes, I'm sure. We have our ERA is 3.10. Our starting pitchers, 3.10. I think they keep us in the game because we haven't been blown out, for any team like that. So we've been in there, but I think our offense need to get better. I don't know what you guys think about.
Yeah, we definitely need to get better. We probably need to call someone up eventually here, but yesterday, I noticed something during the game that the guy said that guard's ball is basically Jose Ramirez ball. The dude has been playing that same way since he's been here. Yes. And I think one of the biggest problems yesterday, and I'm not hating on the guy, I love Gabby, but yesterday he tried to leg out a double, and he came out the box. He didn't really bust out the box like you'll see Jose every single time, and it cost him a double. And when you're a small team or a team like ours, we don't have a margin for error. Like, we have to constantly go 100% every single play. That's why when we say guards ball, I'm just going to call it Jose Ramirez ball from now on. And that killed that inning. Like, we could have kept going that inning. Maybe we score a few more runs. And like I said, I'm not blaming the loss on Gabby by any means. I think he still had a good game. He had a great hit right there. That's something that as a young player, they're going to go back and look and like, all right, this is what we're going to learn from. See why we say you always got to run. And I think that's going to help him too.
Yeah. Well, I got the manager, they give you the permission, to put a video. Let's listen to what he said yesterday about the game.
Bobby was outstanding. That's as good as we've seen him cruising, keeping his pitch count low, getting weak contact. A lot of punch outs tonight. His line, his outing was much better than his line ended up being. He gave up the 2 homers there at the end, but he was some kind of special tonight.
How good was it to get David Fry back in the lineup tonight?
Yeah, David's such a big part of our team. I mean, just in that situation, he's trying to hit a ball to right field, and he gets a pitch to do it on. He gets a base hit. He's a really good baseball player. We're really happy to have him back.
What did you see on the 2 pitches that Jazz Volpe got?
I haven't seen replays. It looked like the fastball to Jazz just was right down the middle, and then he hung the slider to Volpe. So kind of his only 2 mistakes of the night, and they didn't miss him.
The other side, what was Rodon doing that made him particularly effective?
I thought the changeup was especially good tonight. He wasn't really throwing off speed in the zone. He was keeping the slider back door, getting some calls out there. But he pitched outstanding. I mean, what was that, 14, 15 in a row at one point? So he's had our number, but he's a big-time pitcher. That's what those guys are paid to do, and he showed up and did his job.
Bobby was at 98 pitches, I think, going into the 7th. Any thoughts?
91.
Any thoughts about not sending him?
No, not at all. He was cruising. This is one of his best outings of the year. So Tanner had looked good up until that point. So not even a thought to not send him back out.
You had Kate up in the bullpen. What went into the decision to go with Colby out?
As soon as they got the second run, it's one of those things that, all of our bullpen guys can keep us in games. When it was tied or down 1, we were going to go with Cade. But as soon as they got the second home run, Colby got loose, and Colby did a great job.
Did they give you an explanation for that fan interference?
No, I've seen one quick replay. It looked like they got the call right. So those things happen.
Arias getting thrown out at second. I know you like aggressive play. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was trying to get to, score in position. Probably not the best read, but I want our guys to continue to be aggressive, putting pressure on the defense. It just didn't work out in our favor on that one.
So the Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees have met each other in the playoffs 7 times in the last 20-some years.
Yes.
And 4 times in the last 8 years. This was a topic on the internet I've seen for a couple days. Would you guys consider the Guardians and Yankees to be rivals, or is it more of just the fan bases not getting along?
I think it's a rival. I think it's
You
a
think it's a
rival
rival?
because we've been in the playoffs for so many years. The last few years has been very special, and I know when I play, we have to be the Yankees to go to win the division or something like that, and to win not to win the division, to win the American League champion. So that it was special, and I think that's a rival because every year we have to go through the Yankees. They've been in there. They are one of the best team in the league, and this year it's going to happen too. It's going to happen again. Remember, we go to the World Series. I don't know if you guys back it up or anything like that, but we need to get better. And I had to explain this to you guys. Right now, there's 4 hitters, are 3 hitters. They're hot. Jose Ramirez hitting 330 already over there. Carlos Santana in May 395, something like that. In May he hit, and yesterday he got a double in the 9th inning too. So he's still hitting. And AJ Martinez and Nolan Jones is getting hot. It's getting better, but I don't think he played. He don't play yesterday. Yeah, Nolan Jones. He don't play yesterday.
I don't think he played. He
No,
might have pinch hit if he did.
Pinch hit or something like that. So I think Mansaldo, let me say to everybody what's going on. In the last 15 games, he hitting 180, 0 homers, 3 RBIs. In the last 15 games, Naylor, 140, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Arias, he went down, his average going down, 176, 0 homers, 5 RBIs. And Sheenan, that was really hot. You remember like 30 days ago, 192 homers, 5 RBIs. We need our offense to step up and help out, too, because Jose Ramirez cannot do it every day. And Steven Kwan, he's doing a good job too. He might go 0 for 4 or something like that, but he always doing good. So we need the other guys to step up and help, Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, so we need a lot of bats is basically the summary of what the Cleveland Guardians could use right now. But we're going to take a break, and before we go, we're going to give a quick shout out to our guys at Colleague Companies for their championship. For 72 years, Firestone Country Club has been a stage for some of the greatest golfers in history and a staple to professional golf. But it's more than a tournament. It's a celebration of community, philanthropy, and having raised over $34 million for charitable organizations. Over the past 2 years, they've raised $2.6 million and have given that to over 25 Northeast Ohio charities. Not only do ticket holders have the opportunity to watch legendary golf, they also receive complimentary access to Colleague Infinity Zone, the epicenter of off-course fun. Over 50,000 square feet located at the main entrance and exit, it elevates fan experience with interactive activities, bar and lounge areas, food trucks, and celebrity appearances. Once the play ends for the day, the Colleague Infinity Zone transforms into a full-fledged music festival with live performances, and you can get your tickets today at colleaguegolf.com. We'll be back with you guys.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
Today's featured interview is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows and Smart Choice Baths.
How you have been thinking about upgrading your home this spring? Then look no farther than Smart Choice Window and Smart Choice Bath. Smart Choice Window is running a great deal right now. Buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and get even better. They are offering 0 financing for 24 months. If you prefer, they also have no down payment option with monthly payments as low as $199. Some restriction applies. If your bathroom need an update, the same great team at the Smart Shop Bath has you covered. They are offering $1,500 of brand of new shower on top this month. So if you have been putting off that remodel, now is the perfect time to go for it. So if you are ready for a quitter, more energy efficient window or bathroom that finally works for your life, make the call right now. 440 Windows, or head over to smartshopwindow.com or smartshopbath.com to schedule a free, no pressure estimate today. Let's go. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Carlos, you're back again, being the most popular man that I know. Who do you have for us today?
Well, I'm blessed to have one of the toughest pitchers that I ever played. I got two, but he's one of the tough ones because this guy, every time he stepped in that field, nobody was better than him. You know, the competitors that he have is unbelievable. And this guy win, he win the Cy Young. He win the, Silver Slugger. He win a Gold Glove. A National League playoff MVP, World Series MVP. I never see anybody the Gold Glove to that year. These guys order Hershiser. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Carlos. Great to be with you and Gabby. I know Jay is the voice of God on this show, so we might hear him every once in a while. But it's always fun to see you. I couldn't believe, like, we were just in Cleveland playing the Guardians, because I broadcast for the Dodgers. Yes. And I'm having my dinner with Rick Krajewski, our statistician. And all of a sudden, Gabby, this guy is standing at the end of my table. And I'm like, this is awkward. He's not saying anything. He's got a hat on. He's got his arms folded. And I just kind of look up like this, like, I want to take another bite. But who's this guy? Is this a fan or what's going on? And then I look at him, I go, oh, Los, what are you doing?
Did you give him an autograph? Did you sign him?
No, he didn't ask for an autograph. He asked for an interview.
And now you're here. Now you're here. Wonderful.
I say you have to go to the best show in the game right now, and it's something special. Order your career, man. I've been watching. I never thought that in 1 year you win so many awards. I haven't seen that. I play, when I watch the game or something like that. That never happened before. I never see that. That was a blessed year, 1998, and especially that 59 innings in a row, too. Right. Adding to that. Tell me about that. Did you have a feeling in spring training that you was going to have a year like that?
Well, in 88, I'm telling you what happened. I had an appendectomy about a week before spring training, about 5 days before spring training. I'm playing golf at the Los Angeles Country Club. Okay. And on the 18th hole, I hit like an 8-iron. I'm like admiring it. And then all of a sudden, some pain in my stomach takes me to the ground. And I end up getting up, finishing the round, going and showering, getting ready to have some lunch. And I tell my person that hosted me, I have to go home. I ended up throwing up in my car. Wow. The whole way home, about a half-hour ride. I ended up laying on the floor of our bathroom until my wife found me, almost passed out. And I ended up having an emergency appendectomy where they cut you open and take that out. 5 days later, spring training is starting. After the appendectomy, I said to them, am I going to be able to pitch in a while? He goes, oh, no, we just took it out. It was perfect incision. You can't even hurt yourself right now. The doctor came to check on me like 2 hours later. They found me in the stairwell doing cardio with my IV pole, So that's how 88 started. Then I got to spring training and I said, I want to throw batting practice the very first day. And they said, we can't, you just had surgery. I go, okay, the second day, I'll show you in day one that I'm fine in all the exercises. Day two, I'm throwing BP. They let me, and that's how 88 started.
No days off for you, man.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
My dad was kind of like a Marine, he was very, very tough. My mom was very loving, and that toughness, it kind of wore off on me. And Carlos, you just said, me and Jack McDowell, pretty tough guys, but the smile you have now is not my game face. Like this face never went on the ball field or never got in the locker room.
You weren't like smiling after a strikeout. You were just dead serious face all the time.
Yeah, Tommy Lasorda gave me the nickname Bulldog, and I think I kind of personified that after I got the nickname. At first, when I got to the big leagues, I was kind of scared of the big leaguers. You grow up idolizing them. You watch the games of the week. All of a sudden, now you're pitching against Pete Rose and Johnny Bench and Mike Schmidt, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to get these guys out. And the belief from Tommy Lasorda of, hey, your nickname now is Bulldog. And you're going to act like a bulldog. You're going to believe you belong here. You're going to go out there. And when the PA announcer says now pitching Orel Hershiser, it's like, no. You don't hear that. You say now pitching Bulldog Hershiser.
I said to you guys, this interview was gonna be awesome, and I love this guy. This guy's amazing. Go ahead, Gabby.
Okay, so we're talking about the awards and accolades. In 1993, you were a Silver Slugger. You were the Shohei Ohtani of your time, it seems like. Were you sad to see the National League finally get rid of the DH? Do you want to see that come back? Do you think pitchers should be swinging a bat?
It was a lot of fun. I think the DH is probably better for the fans because those at bats with 90% of the pitchers are not really that eventful. So I think they did it for the fans. We like the DH because it keeps older players around. It protects certain players. Maybe it created Ohtani for us because he's able to DH and then also pitch. I thought of it as another way to beat my opponent. If I got my sacrifice bunts down, if I didn't strike out and put the ball in play and move the runner over, if I was fielding my position or holding the running game, other little areas of the game where you could beat the opposing pitcher and the opposing lineup. So I worked very hard with the bat in my hand to make sure I was a great bunter and to make sure I made contact. When I won the Silver Slugger, the whole theory was just make contact and the ball's going to fall in like 2 out of 10 times. You know, Don't hit fly balls because you can't hit them over the outfielders' heads. Hit more ground balls, bloopers, line drives, make contact, don't strike out, get all your sacrifice bunts down. And one year it ends up hitting 356, almost set the National League record for batting average.
Did we have any home runs during that time? Or were
I hit the top of the wall.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm counting that.
Come on, Gabby. Do you have any home runs? Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm clearly not a home run hitter over here.
We're single hitters, you know?
Yeah, we're putting the ball in play. We're fast. We're going to be annoying.
No, I had a home run in spring training. Carlos, when I was a San Francisco Giant, spring training was in Arizona instead of Florida.
Yes.
And I hit a home run, and my parents were in that week visiting from Michigan at the time, or Florida they were living. And my mom went out. The bat I hit it with was a minor leaguer's bat that just happened to be there. They didn't even think I was supposed to pitch like 3 innings, 2 innings. They didn't even think I'd get an at bat. Wow. We batted like 7 or 8 guys in the first inning. The second inning, I get up. I hit a home run with some minor leaguer's bat and some minor leaguer's helmet. My mom goes out over the fence and gets the ball. Now, I'm a veteran. It's 1998. I'm 40 years old. And my mom is yelling through the fence, Orel, I need 2 autographed balls. I got your home run ball and I have to trade for it. I'm like, Mom, I'm not in Little League. And of course I didn't scold her. I signed 2 balls and I have my home run ball. I have the minor leaguer's bat. I don't have the helmet, but that's the only home run I hit in a so-called big league game. It was an exhibition.
It counts.
Too bad we didn't have camera phones back then, because we would have loved to see your mom doing that. That would have been great.
Yeah, we barely had cell phones. You know, they were these big bricks.
Yeah. During your 59 innings scoreless streak, was there a point it became like a really pressured field, like to continue it going? When did that happen? And when someone eventually scored, was it kind of just relieving, almost like, all right, now I can just get back to just pitching normal again? Or are you kind of like, darn, man, that ended, and kind of disappointed?
Well, the as far as the pressure during the streak as it builds, I had already had a 35 inning streak, I think, in 85.
Okay.
And so I knew what it was kind of like to be hot. And then as I got closer and closer, if you remember, Don Drysdale, who owned the record at 58 innings, he was a broadcaster for the Dodgers.
What?
Oh, wow.
So I have one of my mentors as a broadcaster that has schooled me in pitching. I have Sandy Koufax, who has schooled me as pitching. I got Tommy Lasorda. I've got my catchers, which Mike Scioscia was the main catcher at that time, and Rick Dempsey. So the pressure was really just to make one more good pitch, one more bounce curveball with an 0-2 count, one more ground ball with a man on first to get a double play, one more pitch. It's really about execution thinking, not result thinking. And then I gave up a run in the Mets series in the playoffs, but they wouldn't count the playoff innings. So I went 8 shutout innings and got to 67 if you were just counting innings, but they wouldn't count those. They only counted the 59 where I went 10 innings against San Diego at the last start of the year. And I actually wanted to stop at 58 and say that Drysdale and I are at the top. There's no sense going out there in the 10th inning. We're already in the playoffs. We've already clinched. I'm not going to do this. And Tommy forced me to go out. So we throw the last shutout inning. The last out is Keith Moreland, a fly ball to Jose Gonzalez. The last time Jose Gonzalez caught a very good out and a ball was Fernando Valenzuela's Houston, a 20th win. And a guy in the stands, when Jose caught it, yelled, "Jose, throw me the ball." And Fernando's on the mound wanting to get the souvenir, and Jose threw the ball into the stands. So the whole time I've got my hands on my knees, Los, and I'm looking out at Jose going, "Please bring me the ball. Please bring me the ball." And so that was the 59 scoreless, and then it went to 67. They didn't count those, and I gave up a run, Jay, in the next year in the very first inning. And so that's where they ended it at 59, because my first inning the next year in 89, my elbow had scarred down. I didn't even start opening day. My arm was shattered from all the innings from the year before. And it finally broke loose halfway through 89. My arm started to feel better. But yeah, the beginning was not good.
While talking about that, and thank you, I don't have a question, but I have to bring it up because I watched your numbers, and you have 9 years, over 200 innings.
Yeah.
You don't see that now.
No.
Do you think what's going on with the game right now? And I need to ask you, because you watch the game like me every day.
Yeah.
I see the guys, I come early to the ballpark. I always hear 1:30, no matter what, I'm here in the ballpark. And I like to watch the players, how they prepare, how the pitchers. You know, the only guys that I see veteran players running long, the pitchers. You guys used to do that all the time. I don't see that now, Orel. What's going on? And we see so many guys hurt all the time. What's going on with this, my friend?
Well, now that we're viejo, we're old, we don't like to complain about the current game. And I really like to look at it and say, I love this game. They're playing it differently. The rosters are different. There's 13 and 14 pitchers on a staff, when in our day there was 10, never 11. 10 was it. Go ahead. You had your 5 starters. You had your long man. You had your setup guy. You had your left-handed specialist, and you had your closer. But you know what? I think the athletes today could pitch farther into the game. They could have 200, 240 innings. They are not asked to do it. And if you're not asked to do it, you're not going to be ready to do it when all of a sudden here comes the 7th inning. Here comes the 8th inning. So I think because the game theory on how to win a baseball game and how to construct a roster has changed completely. I'm not going to complain about the athletes, especially the pitchers, and, they only go 5 innings now or 6 innings. They only pitch 1 inning of relief. The closer, he's kind of pampered. I don't complain about it because they're being asked to fill that role by their manager, their pitching coach, and the front office especially. And so I don't think it's they can't get in shape. I don't think it's just the way they get in shape. I think they train now to throw every pitch at full capacity. And I think then, as the second half of your comment is, why are so many people getting hurt? I think it's because they have to do everything at full strength, at 100%, 110% effort.
They are not wishing, they are throwing.
Yes, and when we played, as you know, or anybody who's done something athletically, your body doesn't function smoothly on every swing, on every pitch, on every time you run and cut around first base. If you are doing all those things at the max effort, when something is slightly off, something is going to break. Yes. But when you do things at 85% effort, when you do things with good rhythm and smooth, and when you took BP and developed your rhythm and your eye-hand coordination, and the ball was only coming in 70 miles an hour, and you're working on your swing, and then you took that theory into the game with that rhythm and that balance, you didn't get hurt when you swung hard. You swung hard maybe in a 2-0 count. You swung hard maybe in a 3-1 count, but you didn't swing hard 1-2, 0-1, 1-2, And the same thing with pitching. I'm up 5-0 because of our great offenses in Cleveland. And I'm in the 5th inning and it's 5-0. And I'm just going to throw at 80% effort. I'm going to throw a BP fastball. I'm going to take a little off. I'm going to throw a slow curveball. Then I'm going to throw a hard curveball.
Yes.
And I'm going to be an athlete.
Mhm.
They're not asked to be athletes right now. They are asked to be like sprinters and weightlifters and go as hard as they can, as long as they can.
We're going to take a quick break on the Carlos Baerga Show, and we'll be back with more from Orel Hershiser.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home by visiting pureavcorp.com.
Continuing on with that talk from the transition from your game to today's game, if you were pitching now with like the pitch clock, how do you think that would have affected your game as a pitcher? And do you like it? And do you like the idea of like robo-umps or adding the ABS system? I've been asking all the pitchers that come on here because I'm really curious to see what everyone's thoughts are with the game evolving.
Well, we would definitely be adjusting, right? Because the game is different. The game is different because you have to pitch quicker. The game is different if there is an electronic, strike zone. So we would adjust because we're trying to win. We're all A-type personalities, love competing and being out there. I used to separate pitches on purpose with time. I wanted the hitter to feel like the third pitch I threw him sometimes was the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's been so long. So I tie my shoe, have something in my eye, mess with the rosin bag, call my second baseman in, Carlos Baerga, and
Listen.
teach me some Spanish, while we're here delaying. So I would look for ways to mess with the pitch clock in this current situation.
Mhm.
The pitch clock doesn't start until the pitcher gets the ball back.
Yes, true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you throw the pitch. I would probably walk around and go back to the rosin bag before I even got the ball back from my catcher on certain times.
Mhm.
When I was doing well, I love to suffocate the hitter. So if I feel like the hitter's in a bad place, I'm going to be on top of him and get the ball back and get right back at it.
Yeah.
But if my rhythm is off and the hitter looks comfortable, if he's in the box like Manny Ramirez, thinking he's like the best hitter in the world and can't wait for me to throw the ball, I'm going to do something to upset them. So I'm going to make them wait, or I'm going to knock them down. I'm going to get their emotions involved. I've got to change their brain. So within these rules that you asked about, Gabby, and things that have changed, I would look for strategy and I would change my game.
Well, since you've dubbed me the voice of God, I'm going to add the 11th commandment, thou shalt watch Guardians baseball. Just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
I noticed that you were a professional poker player. I dabble. I love to play poker myself. Does your bulldog mentality help you on the poker table? Do you get like a nice bulldog stern poker face? And do you guys have any good poker stories from that 95 team that you guys played? And if you did, how was Carlos's game?
Carlos was a great card player. He's a great domino player. He's a great guy in the locker room. He was amazing because you know what? You could win a lot of money from him. That was fun.
I love this guy. I tell you.
Those are always my favorite players too.
My favorite part about a road trip was to find out what outfit Carlos was going to wear and what outfits he was going to buy. He was very good at buying lime green and yellow and lots of different bright colors.
Did he ever take you shopping?
Me and Omar.
He was the impetus for the NBA guys to start wearing really cool clothes getting off the bus during the
so
NBA
he's like
playoffs.
the original MLB fits is what they call it. So
he is the
was
guy.
he ever taking you shopping?
A fashionista.
A fashionista. Yeah. It was special. My friend, I say John Hart did something to our team. Mm-hmm. From 93, we went up to 94 to be one of the best teams in the game.
Yeah.
They bring yourself, Dennis Martinez, Eddie Murray, Dave Winfield. They bring experience.
Yeah.
They bring veterans. They bring people. They've been in the World Series. They've been in the playoffs. They've been winners, stuff like that. Talk to us about this year is going to be the 10th anniversary. And I know that you and myself, we did a video at the ballpark, when you was there last week. And I know it's going to be hard for you because you work for the Dodgers. You have to do the radio. It's going to be hard for you to be there. But tell us about the experience to play in 1995, our team. Tell us about that team. How special it was to playing there.
Well, John Hart and Dan O'Dowd, the two guys running the organization, but mainly John Hart and then Dick Jacobs, the owner, they wanted to have you young guys all of a sudden get ready for the new stadium. And the new stadium, I think it opened up in 94. And all of a sudden, they wanted to get some veterans, but they wanted veterans not that were only good players and had good past years, but guys that were very competitive and that could teach the young guys how to win and how to get through a whole 162 game season and then the playoffs. If Cleveland would have had a bigger budget, and Dennis Martinez and me and Eddie Murray and Winfield and all the veterans, Tony Pena, if we'd have been in our prime, or you would have gone out and got different veterans that were more expensive and they were in their prime, Cleveland could have won 3 world championships in a row. I mean, that's how good you young guys were. That's how good we were and got so close, right? In 95, we lose in game 6 to the Braves on a one-hitter and a Justice home run. In 97, we lose in game 7 in extra innings to the Marlins. So you're saying we were that close to 2 out of 3 World Series. Who knows what we would have done in 96 if everybody had been in their prime. But the budget in Cleveland didn't allow John Hart to go get veterans that were in their prime. He was able to go get veterans that still had pretty good ability, really not in their prime, but very competitive and intelligent ball players. And that really helped the team, and we got so close. And I feel so bad. I know the 10-year anniversary is coming up. The Cleveland fan base and the people that supported us with all those sellouts in a row, you guys, Sandy Alomar and Omar Vizquel and Carlos Baerga and Jim Thome and Manny Ramirez and Sandy Alomar and, oh my gosh, just goes on and on. Charlie Nagy and all the guys. You guys deserved a world championship. And I felt so bad when we lost in 95 and we lost in 97 because I already had my ring.
I know.
And I was watching families bawl, my teammates, my friends, just bawling because we came so close. But it was one of the greatest runs in baseball that will ever happen without winning a world championship.
Yes. And
the people and the price we paid and the fans coming out and the new stadium and everything that happened. 95, 96, and 97, those are the 3 years I was an Indian, not a Guardian.
Yes.
3 of the best years in baseball I've ever had in my life. And it was a combination of everything, from teammates to organization to stadium to fan base to everything. It's a absolutely fantastic time.
Wow, what a special. Gabby, one more, and Jay, one more, and I finish. Okay,
last thing that I have for you. So you were with the Indians during the time where it was sellout crowds every single night, which, again, to me, I just can't believe that. And now you're with the Dodgers, which arguably could be the best fan base in baseball right now.
Every day.
What makes those two teams so special and endearing for the fans to come to the ballpark? Is it just the winning factor, or what about those teams brought the people in?
I think, the Browns weren't very good. The Cavs weren't very good.
Browns still aren't very good.
What are we going to do?
What's new?
Jay, you sounded more like the devil there instead of God.
Yeah.
I would say that that was part of the equation. The new stadium was part of the equation. How good the youngsters were prior to coming into the new stadium and the hype. I think John Hart and Dick Jacobs and the front office really did an amazing job marketing the Indians. Mm-hmm. And then on the Dodgers side, Gabby, for comparison, I think the Dodgers crowds are the way they are because we have such a great Latino base of fans because of Fernando Valenzuela.
Yes.
And we lost Fernando in the last year or so, a good friend of mine that I played up through the minor leagues with. But our fan base is so diverse. And our fan base then, if we were averaging, let's say, 30,000 a game compared to 45 or 50, I think the extra 15,000 is coming from the Latino fan base that has just fallen in love with the Doyers. And when the Doyers are on, these people are listening. And one of my closest friends is Jaime Harin, the Hall of Fame Spanish announcer in Los Angeles. We have dinner probably at least once a week. Go to his house or he comes to my house. And Jaime talks to more fans and people than Vin Scully because of the fan base here. So I think you have the passion of the fans, the beautiful stadiums, the winning baseball, the tradition, and a very diverse crowd in Los Angeles and a very passionate crowd in Cleveland.
So I see that I had no idea that you went to Bowling Green, and that was pretty cool, which is right up the street from us. Did that have, which you were just there, which you could, I'd like you to talk about that and what you did. But did that have anything to do with you coming to Cleveland, being college from here? Or like, how did they talk you into coming to Cleveland? Because, I mean, most people, if you're from here, you understand how awesome the city is. If you're not, it's got this reputation. There's nothing to do. It's farmlands and boring, and it's not that at all. It's really awesome. It's a great city.
No, it's a great city. So Cleveland, it came down in '95. Remember the lockout? Remember the World Series being canceled in '94? I flew into Cleveland. I flew to San Francisco. I was being courted by the Giants and the Indians as my final two teams. The Mets were involved a little bit. And I actually ate at Johnny's downtown, came out of the restaurant after meeting with Dan O'Dowd and Dick Jacobs and John Hart and maybe a couple other people with my wife. And right there, up in the sky on the building was number 55. Was in neon lights, the building. And I'm like, is that a sign? I need to be here. They took me the next day to the field and it was covered with snow. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to be here.
I mean, yeah, because you're from Buffalo and you know what this snow can be like here. So.
Right. And then I did the same thing in San Francisco. We did kind of some surveillance of things, had dinner with Peter McGowan, the owner, at his downtown residence, and was really close. And so it wasn't Bowling Green that brought me to Cleveland. It was the youngsters that were averaging 7.5 runs a game. And I'm like, I'm a little older.
Dennis Martinez say that. I can't hear because he didn't say it.
They had Jose Mesa as a closer. Yes. They had some other relievers that if all of a sudden I get old in a hurry, I can pitch and give up 5 runs. And my theory in Cleveland when I was pitching is I'm going to give up runs. I'm just not going to give up because these guys could score 10 or 12 and it might happen after the 7th inning. Yeah. So I came to Cleveland because I was thinking in '95, I'm 37 years old, 36, 37 years old. I was thinking about post-career and I'm like, I'm going to be a better baseball employee, either manager, coach, possible GM, whatever I end up wanting to do or getting access to if I experience American League Baseball. And there's no better place to experience American League Baseball than in a brand new stadium in the center of the country with unbelievable great people and a young team that can play defense. Oh my God, Carlos and Omar Vizquel up the middle and Kenny Lofton in center field. Are you kidding me?
Insanity catching.
I can hang curveballs and these guys are going to still make outs. So it was fantastic. So
it was the number 3 hitter then basically that got you here.
Well, you're talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Man, it was an honor to watch this guy. Every time he take the mound, we know that we were going to win. It's something, the respect of the game that he had. It was amazing. And thank you because you teach us a lot. Dennis Martinez teaches us a lot. Eddie Muir, like Dave Winfield, everybody, all the veteran. Tony Peña, that you say too. It was a guy, another more experience. That was a very special. This guy wins 16 games the first year, 15 games and 14 games. This guy was a winner.
I won 20. I won 4 in the playoffs.
I know. It's true. MVP of the playoffs too. This guy was amazing. What a career, brother. It was amazing. I want to ask you something, and I know I'm going to get out from the way Cleveland. See Ohtani every day.
Oh, my.
Shohei Ohtani. Tell us about this. Anna, before you go, I need to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you guys really want to see him pitch, or you want to keep it as a hitter? Because I think it can be a dangerous move if that happens. Tell us about it, please.
Well, you have 2 of the best players in the world in one body. You've got, Albert Bell or yourself or whatever the great Jim Thome. Put the best hitter in the world in that body, and then put Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling and whoever else you want to say, Roger Clemens in that body.
Pedro Martinez.
Yeah. and Pedro Martinez for sure. And then you say, okay, it's all in one body. That's what it is to watch Ohtani.
Yes.
Now you give him this beautiful body that looks like a statue. I mean, he's got narrow hips, he's got wide shoulders, he's got unbelievable legs,
Yes.
he's got a beautiful stride.
Everything.
He's got a slightly weird batting stance, but
Have you asked him out yet?
His pitching delivery is almost perfect. It's crazy to watch him every day. It's must-watch TV. And you know, Los, as a big leaguer,
Yes.
there are guys that we would pay to see play.
It's true.
There are guys that you would like to play with. There's guys you like to have as teammates. There's guys you just, this is another big league game.
Yes.
There are guys that you would pay to watch, even though you're a big leaguer. And he is maybe the ultimate I would pay to watch him play.
Wow.
And then your other question at the end was, what was your other question? Oh, about pitching.
Want him to pitch, or you want to keep him
Yeah.
as a hitter?
It is risky.
It's a risky moment that you guys have been going through right now.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think he was ready to pitch last World Series. I think they've been delaying this because of that risk. And I think also now they're delaying it because they probably are projecting how many starts or how many innings he's going to have all the way up to the last game of the World Series. And they want to make sure he's available for that. So whatever they're projecting as the number of starts or innings, say they're saying 50 innings or 70 innings max, they're going to put that in a way that takes them all the way to the end of October.
Okay.
There is a definite risk because if he hurts his elbow, he can't hit.
No.
And the hard thing is he's good enough to just say, I'm going to be a pitcher too. And his love, if you asked him why he fell in love with baseball,
Yes.
he would tell you because he loves to pitch.
Wow.
He is a hitter because he's really good at it. But what does he love? He loves to pitch.
Yes. Yes. Wow. What a beautiful interview we got today. What a show. I don't know, Gabby and Jay, this has been very special. Orel, thank you very much to be with us today. Oh my God, I have to say it again. 3-time All-Star, World Series MVP, National League Cy Young Award, World Series MVP too, All-Star game, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. This guy is amazing, man. This guy, and I'm gonna say it to you, and the guys here know that I've been saying it. Our club, 1995 club, is gonna be remembered. The people, I'm telling you, from here to 10 years, you already have 3: Eddie Murray, Jim Thome, and then Winfield. You're gonna have Orel Hershiser, Dennis Martinez, Omar Vizquel, Kenny Lofton, Manny Ramirez in this Hall of Fame. There's no team in baseball. Don't even the Dodgers, don't even the Yankees have it 1 year, that kind of talent in a field. And our fans, they enjoy each moment, each inning, each pitching. Everything was special. Thank you. Thank you for being part of us, man.
I hope this podcast goes on for years. I will do this once or twice a year for you, as long as you get rid of Jay.
He caught my zinger. How's that? I feel a zinger.
Wow, it's not me anymore. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we won't take up any more of your day. You got a big day against the Mets tonight, and I just want to say thank you again for joining us. And we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some more Cleveland Guardians headlines.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, before we get into some Cleveland Guardians headlines, the Carlos Baerga Show is proudly brought to you by your local Infinity dealers, Infinity of Beechwood and Infinity of Akron. From the moment you walk into these beautiful dealerships, you'll experience luxury, care, and innovation that define the Infinity brand. The knowledgeable team at Infinity is here to make every step seamless, from your test drive to long after the sale. Infinity of Beechwood and Infinity of Akron can help you discover the perfect new Infinity to match your lifestyle. So stop into one of their locations to experience the Infinity difference. Visit them online at infinityofbeechwood.com and infinityofakron.com. Now, the Cleveland Guardians, we have David Fry back on the roster.
Oh, I'm so happy that he's back. He's one of the best hitters that we have in 2024. When he finished with 14 homers, 51 RBI, 263. He made the All-Star game. He got a base hit in the All-Star game. He was huge in the playoff, hitting that homer. I'm never gonna forget about the homer to make us win that game. It was special. But we need it. We need it. And yesterday he showed up. He got an RBI, two in there. So it's gonna be that's a good. We need a good right-handed hitter, because right now Noel he's been struggling a little bit. We need him. We need Noel to get there. But bringing Fry is a veteran hitter that we have in a lineup. So they're gonna help us out.
How do you think that's gonna affect everyone? Like, you got 3 DHs and 2 people that play first, and Fry can't play a position. Do you see, like, if let's say Fry picks it up and he's hitting great, and with Carlos being red hot as he is, that possibly make Carlos available for a trade or something like that? Which I don't want to see him go. I love Carlos.
I don't think so. I don't think so because Fry cannot play any position in the field, and we need Carlos Santana. Especially we need a veteran player. We need him there. He's so hot right now. He's doing a great job for us, and I don't think you can find anybody that can do what Carlos Santana is doing. Since he's been hitting to 394 since May. In the whole May, 394. What else you can have from a guy, a veteran player like that, like Carlos Santana. So we need Fry to be Fry. If Fry come back and be Fry, it's not gonna be no problem. But Mansardo, Naylon, Arias, and Sheehan, we need to help. They need to help us.
Yeah, so we do need some help from the bats. What do you think the possibility of seeing a call-up soon? Maybe Chase DeLauder, Kafis? What do you guys think about those options? Or are we going to stick with what we have right now and keep trying to see if that's working?
I think they're gonna stick with that. They're gonna stick with that. But we need to show up. We need to show up and play or something like that. I know maybe. I don't know what they're gonna be doing in the next few days. With Noel, because now we Fry. How Noel gonna get some at bats? That's the question right there.
Right.
So
do you think it'd be better for Noel for him to go back down so he can get more at bats and not just play one day and then 3 days off and then pinch hit and then play again? And do you think it'd be better for him to get going again, maybe being sit down, or would that kind of hurt his ego or however anyway?
Oh, it happens to a lot of people, and when they come back and they never go down again. So, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I think Noel has been showing that he can play in the field. They've been showing that he can hit too. So he just needs to get going. A lot of people are going through that. This being one of the worst season for the hitters in Major League Baseball. I think the average is 231, something like that. Major League Baseball side. So it's been kind of hard for everybody. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't want to bring a young player here that doesn't going to play every day. If I bring Lauder, he had to be in there against righty, against lefty, against everybody. So I don't think that's going to happen. So don't waste their time to bring that guy up. That's what I think.
They need to bring a veteran player in here that hit behind Jose and protect him.
Yes.
I always said the second he signed his contract, this team should pay him back for what he did and be all in every single year of his contract. We know how things work here. We don't have the money and stuff like that. I think they should still try it. We've been holding on. Like Jack O'Rourke went on a great rant about this. We hold on to these prospects, and a lot of times they don't turn into anything. And we're always worried about our prospects. Like, you know what? Why don't we go get someone who's established that could hit behind Jose and protect him?
Jose is amazing, man. Jose's been having 29 games in a row, getting on base, and hitting. His average went up to 330. Mm-hmm. He was 3 weeks ago, a month ago, he was hitting 234, something like that, and he got up. That kind of hitter he is, and he's third in slugging percentage. In OPS, he's 4 in American League. In batting is 5th too. In base stealing, he got 14. He's 5th. In hits, he got 71. He's 5. In run score, he's 8. He's amazing. He's in top. For me, he's the best third baseman in the game. I don't know what you guys think about.
I think Vegas.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best third baseman in the game by
I
far.
think he's the best player in the game, but whatever. You know, I'm just biased. But
No,
Vegas has got him right now as like the fourth best odds for
Yeah,
MVP.
for MVP, but Aaron Judge is always going to be in the way hitting
Yeah.
all those home runs.
When you got
But
Aaron
still,
Judge,
every single
yeah.
year he's up there in that conversation, and again, it's just never the respect that he should be getting.
Did MLB ever post his hitting streak on their
No,
thing?
they didn't post the hit streak. Of course, they didn't post the hit streak.
See, like I wanted to bring this up with the world. Like you guys, when you played, Major League Baseball definitely advertised the players so well, and I think they need to get back to whatever they did in the '90s because Jose is so underrated and not known, and he needs to be.
You guys say at the beginning when we was talking about that, you know, we need to play Jose Ramirez, you know, like a Cleveland guard. What's the name you guys use? They give the shirt the other day. The way that we play the game, guard game or something like that.
Guards ball.
Guards ball.
Guards ball. We need to play guards ball. We need to do the little things. If we do the little things, we're gonna be okay because we are not a power hitter team. So we need to do that stuff. So that's very important. But you know what? I have an interview with Fry. Let's listen to that.
It's different because, I mean, I take pride in being like a baseball player, getting to play every position and stuff. And so now it's just kind of the hitting side, but like kind of take pride in that and just like really dive in on whether I'm DHing or pinch hitting that day. Like, hey, this is my job. And so, you know, do the best I can to prepare and try to put together good at-bats. I think that's it. Like, it's the buy-in. Like, you know, as you're rehabbing, you're playing with guys in the minors, and they're like, man, I don't understand why so-and-so is not getting every day at bats. And it's like, it's just not how it works, man. Like, this is how we play, but we get guys who buy in. Like, Will Wilson's coming up, and he's bought in, and he's putting together really good at bats. And it's like, hey, today is not about am I having a good game. If the Guardians win, it's a good day. So, and I think we have 26 guys. It's easy to say, but we have guys who actually believe that. It's different.
If the Guardians win, it's always a good day. And
It's a good day.
that's my favorite quote from the whole entire thing.
Yes, I love it. And I said that at the beginning. We need to do the little things. Everybody had to step up and had to do this. If I had to catch a ball, if I had to steal a base, if I had to bunt, if I had to do a hit and run, if I had to, you know, bring that runner in, no matter what, that's the way we play the game. So that's guard ball, and we need that back again.
Hey, next time you can't remember guards ball, just call it Jose ball. It's the same thing.
Yes.
Guards ball, Jose ball, same thing. We just need the Cleveland Guardians to start putting the ball in play. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back with you guys, we're going to talk about some more Cleveland Guardians headlines and some stories around the league. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, guys, something very important starts today, and that is MLB All-Star voting. And we need some of our guys to make it to right where you are right now, Atlanta. We need them there.
Yes. I think Jose Ramirez is going to be the starting third baseman. You know, we need the fans to vote because we need him to, you know, to be the third baseman in there and to represent, you know, the Cleveland Guardians. That's very important. I think Steven Kwan
should be,
you know,
also.
I mean, the second should be an All-Star too. He's hitting. Steven Kwan is hitting. Let me have right here. Kwan is hitting 308. 308. That's what he's hitting right now. So I think we need Steven Kwan to be in there too. And the second one, he hitting 308, 5 and 21. And Clase, I don't know if you guys think about Clase to be there, but Clase is being unbelievable.
He's been stepping it up.
He's stepping it up. He went down 380 something here right now. 380 something. So I think Clase is going to be there back again. I think those are going to be the three guys that are going to represent the Cleveland Guardians, but we need our fans to vote for them, please.
Yes, please and thank you. Also, I think I could see Cade Smith potentially being there. I would really like to see him there. I think he's had a phenomenal season so far, continued on from last season, and I think that'd be cool to see him get a little appreciation for what.
Selfishly, I just need Manzardo to make the All-Star game for our show.
A couple more home
we
runs.
want the stash back. He needs to get red hot, hit
know.
another 20 home runs real quick, get in that All-Star game, and get Carlos' stash back.
We need that. That's what we need. But I think before K. Smith, I think the one is gonna be because he's been unbelievable for us. He's been Gaddis. 114 ERA
Yeah,
for Gaddis.
he's been great too.
23 innings, 35 strikeout. He's been amazing. I know Case being 1 and 2, 273. And he got 3 safe and 26 and 41 strikeout. He's been unbelievable too. But I think Gary's been the man this year for us. I don't know what you guys think.
No, I agree. I think you could pick any one of those 3 out of that bullpen, and they probably should all be in the All-Star game. Now, I don't know if they're going to get that respect.
Oh, no,
But it'd
because
be
we're
cool to
Cleveland.
see.
We don't get that kind
Hey,
of
they
respect.
had 5. They had 5 at the All-Star game last year, so maybe
If
we
we
can
were in
run
New
that
York,
back.
they'd all be there.
Right.
They'd all be there.
Yeah, but I think that we're gonna get 3 at least. Juan, Jose Ramirez, and Clase. I think they got opportunity to be there. So I was gonna say something to you guys before we keep going. You know, the people need to know this. Our team is the American League team against the Central, and this is unbelievable. And when I check this number, I said, wow, we have to mention that to the people. When we play like Detroit, Kansas City, the teams that are, in our division, 14 and 5. When we play the West, that's when we've been losing, 3 and 3. And in the East, 6 and 6. So we need to step up on that. Against the National League, we are 9 and 12. Those are the games that we've been losing against. When we play interleague, we play against Central 5 and 4, West 1 and 5, and East 3 and 3. So we need to get better on that.
I think that they need to take the Guardians need to take the attitude that they have when they're playing against their AL Central opponents into the other games. Because when they go into those games, I feel like they truly believe that they are a better team. They are better than those teams, but they believe that they are the better team on the field and make sure that's very known and always win those games. So I would like to see them kind of act like that outside of the AL Central. But it seems like when we play like the Yankees or someone like that, I don't want to quote Jared Allen here, but the lights get a little too bright for them when they play them.
We need to be better. Very important. What's going on, with right now, we have to say to everybody, Detroit, they are winning 7 out of 10.
They did lose to the White Sox.
I know. And you know what? They lose a couple games against them. The White Sox are playing better ball, too. Minnesota is 5 of the last 5 games. They are, they are half a game up of us. And we are in 3rd place, Kansas City in 4, and Chicago White Sox in the last play in there. How you see, Jay, who you think is playing better baseball, or you think, they're going to get up in this our division?
Right now, look, everyone in our division seems to be playing pretty damn good, except for the White Sox, who, if it was soccer, they'd probably be relegated and out of the division.
Hey, they're not the worst team right now. So
no, they're not.
On the White Sox.
Wow, the Rockies. I feel bad for the good people of Colorado. That would be horrible to be watching right now. But like I said, we got to win most of our games in this division. If we have a chance to make the playoffs and we want to win our division, we got to win the division. And you got to sweep like you were doing against the Twins. You got to beat the Twins. You got to beat the Royals, who are red hot. And Bobby Witt is like one of the best players. But we got one of the best players, too, in Jose. So,
I mean, yeah, for sure. I see a lot of people saying that the Tigers have already locked up the AL Central. Do you guys think that is true? Do you think they're going to continue with what they're doing? Or are one of these teams going to give them a little run?
I would say it's too early because injuries. You got to if stay healthy. Yes, I would say right now if they were going to stay healthy, but if an injury happens to a key player, your whole season's completely changed, and you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, they lost Joe, the rookie guy, the pitcher. He's in the DL. Escobar is pitching really good. Also is pitching good. Flaherty and Mysol, they have good pitching stuff. They are 5th in the league in Major League Baseball with 3.13 ERA. You know what I like about Detroit? They're playing good baseball too, and we have to say it. When you have a guy like Carpenter,
with 3 home runs the other day,
Torkelson, 14 homers, 42 RBIs. Gleyber Torres and Javier Baez, 2 veteran players in the midst with these young players. I think they got the best record in Major League Baseball.
In the power rankings, they're usually number 1 or number 2 right now.
Yeah.
So
number 1, 21 and 8 at home, 19 and 14 away. And when they play against teams over 500, 23-18. So that's a good number right there that you have to mention. And I think the team that's gonna be for us to be in the first place is gonna be the Detroit Tigers.
It is nice that, like you said, that how the Yankees kind of have this mental edge over us right now. We definitely have the mental edge when we play the Tigers. Like, they're so good, but when they play us, they're like, they just have to. They got to be annoyed by us by now. Detroit absolutely has to hate the Cleveland
Hey, I get
Guardians.
it. Sometimes I get a little annoyed watching too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good. I think Seattle and Houston, they're gonna be fighting in the West. It's gonna be a big fight over there. I think the Yankees gonna roll all over, but Tampa is playing good baseball.
Yeah, they've come on.
Toronto it kind of look like they getting up a little bit more. Boston, they are playing the worst right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Red
I
Sox.
cannot believe it. You remember when Boston
2-8 in their last 10 games.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Do we want to? I don't want to go low here, but one of the worst teams that I've been seeing right now, the Athletics.
Yeah, the Athletics of where? Oh, we don't even know.
they were 20-16 at one point, and now they're like 23-38. That's a big swing. It's a pretty big swing.
Yeah.
Is there any players we can grab from that team that are playing any good that maybe they don't need?
Hey, we got a couple bullpen arms.
They got pitching. They got good players too, So let's see what can happen. But a hitter, I don't think they're gonna let go hitters because they're too young that they're signed all the best hitters they have over there. So let's see what's gonna happen in that. But we just need to play. We just need to win tonight. We got Luis Ortiz tonight in the mound, so we need to step up and win this game. That's all we need to do, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do against the Yankees for the rest of the series and then this weekend against the Houston Astros. But the last thing I have for you guys is MLB All-Star voting. Vote for your guys and then also be at the ballpark because I'm going to be there.
Yes, I would like to see everybody over there. Let's go. This weekend is going to be Houston and what's the other team that we play here?
On Monday, the Reds.
The Reds.
Cincinnati Reds. Oh, yeah.
We need our revenge.
Yeah, we need a little sweep for the Ohio Cup.
Yes. Cincinnati is really mad at Tito right now. They are going at him. Have you guys seen any of the interviews?
I've seen it. It's not the best, but what are we going to do?
What happened?
They just don't like some of the decision-making that he's been doing for pinch hitting or the bullpen, and they don't like the way that he's answering the questions. But when you're that long in the league, I just don't think you can question what he's doing.
But what he can do, he just managed. They have a young team. A lot of the players was hurt. Now the pitching staff is healthy, so I don't understand.
You know how it is, man. The players got to play the game right. The manager can make every move, and the players ain't hitting or fielding or pitching, and it's still going to fall back on the manager always.
But that's what happened with the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox are playing the worst right now, the worst baseball. They've been unbelievable. Look at these numbers of the Boston: 6-14 against one run. We losing games by 1 run. 196. Number 4 hitter for Boston Red Sox, 196. 238 with runners in scoring position. 416 runners left on base. 416 number 30. That's the worst in the league. 509 strikeout, number 28. So what you can do against that? That's no money. The money cannot hit for you. He cannot hit for you. You need to catch the ball. You need to get better. So those two teams, they need to get better.
And the Cleveland Guardians need to put the ball in play. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. You guys have anything else before we wrap up besides saying vote for All-Star, be at the game? That's what I have for you guys.
Remember the new commandment, thou shalt watch the Guardians.
Yes. Let's have fun. Let's get some win.
Perfect. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.